My divorce tore my family apart. When my wife and I decided to divorce, I thought we could handle it amicably for the sake of our kids. We'd been growing apart for years, and both of us knew it was time to move on. But what I didn't anticipate was how deeply our decision would affect our two children. At first, we tried to keep things civil, but as the divorce proceedings dragged on, resentment built up. Arguments over finances, custody, and even who got to keep the dog turned ugly. Our kids, who were 8 and 10 at the time, started to pick up on the tension. They would hear us fighting late at night or see the cold, silent stares we gave each other during drop-offs and pickups. My daughter, who had always been outgoing and cheerful, became withdrawn. She started acting out at school, getting into trouble for the first time in her life. My son, on the other hand, became overly protective of his mother, clinging to her every chance he got. He even began refusing to come over to my place, saying he didn't want to leave her alone. One day, my daughter asked me if the divorce was her fault. She thought our fighting started because she had struggled with her grades the previous year. It broke my heart to realize that, in our bitterness, we had neglected to reassure our kids that they were not to blame. They were caught in the crossfire of our failing marriage, and it was tearing them apart. I tried to make it right, but the damage was done. My relationship with my son became strained, and my daughter developed anxiety that took years to manage. Co-parenting became a nightmare as we couldn't agree on anything, making the kids feel like they were stuck in the middle. Looking back, I wish I had handled things differently. I wish I had put my pride aside and focused more on my children's well-being instead of letting the anger and hurt guide my actions. The divorce didn't just end my marriage, it fractured my family, and the scars it left on my kids are something I'll always regret.